All right, everybody. I've been asked to do the calculator on Bitcoin mining profitability. So here we go. The one I'm using is aloscomp.com. It's created by a volunteer who could use some of your donations to support the project. It's completely independent. It's got nothing to do with me, my opportunity, or anybody else I know. It's just something you can literally find online anyhow you like. So what happens here is you've got already a current difficulty rate indicated. That is the difficulty rate of mining Bitcoin at the moment. And as you can see over here, the next retarget occurs at this block. Now, if you don't know what all this means, don't worry. Just understand that every few days, like so, the difficulty rate goes up by a certain percentage. Right now it shows 1.7%. Sometimes it can be 3-4%. So difficulty keeps increasing, and therefore the profitability drops, because obviously the easier it is to mine, the cheaper it would be. But if the difficulty is higher, you need more mining power, which is referred to as hash power. And the more mining power you have, the easier it is for you to mine. So mining power is what you really want to achieve. Now, let's go in here. Hash rate, for example, if I had 1,000 gigahash, it's shown here as gigahash per second. You can adjust it down to megahash, and you can adjust it up to terahash. Now, 1,000 gigahash is literally 1 terahash. So I'm going to look at 1 terahash now. There you go, 1 terahash. The current exchange rate of Bitcoin that this system is picking up from the exchanges is $966 per Bitcoin. I'm going to be a little more conservative and go with 900. I'm just going to round it down. Okay, $66 less is quite a bit less than the current market price, but let's go conservative. So I'm going to go with 1 terahash of mining power. Imagine if I had 1 terahash of mining power at the current exchange rate if Bitcoin was at $900 per Bitcoin. I'm going to calculate, and what you get is this table. Now this table tells you how many Bitcoins, not the dollars, how many Bitcoins you should be earning per day. That's the Bitcoin rate per day. This is per week, and this is per month, right? Now, because I've used $900, that many Bitcoins translates to roughly this many dollars. If I obviously change the Bitcoin rate to 1,000, for example, here, and go calculate again, you'll see that the numbers have increased. So the higher the Bitcoin rate, the greater is the output value, but the Bitcoin number stays more or less the same. And this is what you need to focus on, because when you get paid through cloud mining, you get paid literally in actual Bitcoins, and whatever the dollar is a function of how much the Bitcoin is actually worth. So let's go back to 900 as we want to be conservative. And here you go. Per month, you're making about $21.68. This is not taking into account various costs. There is a cost of electricity to power the mining. There is a cost of cooling down because the machine gets quite hot and it needs to be cooled down artificially, unless it's in a location like Iceland, which is already very cool. And then you also have other factors such as amortization of your capital investment, because how do you work out the total cost of setting up the equipment over a period of time? And in accounting, amortization is roughly 20% per year. So over 5 years, you would have recovered the costs of your investment. So, without getting too complicated, the best way to work this is to basically take this number and divide it in half. Now, if I was to divide this in half, again, it should be just over $10 or $11 something. I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with just $10. Half of 21 is $10, right? $10 per month Now it's very easy to calculate. $10 per month, right, is roughly per year $120. We know already that I'm being conservative, so it should be a little more than $120, but let's go with $120 per year. Now, 1 terahash gives you $120 per year. If I was to now go and look at Genesis Mining, and in Genesis Mining, look at their pricing for how much their cloud mining actually costs. And here I'm going to go for this sliding scale and move it all the way up to 1 terahash. And we're almost there. 1 terahash. 1 terahash will cost you $150 to buy, and this is what they call a Bitcoin mining lifetime contract, which means provided Bitcoin remains profitable, there is no upward expiry. So if Bitcoin carries on for 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years, you will get paid for 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years, or whatever the duration may be. It doesn't get terminated at a fixed date sometime in the future. That's the important thing to bear in mind. There are many opportunities offering you a fixed term contract, and everything after that becomes the company's profit, not yours. Here, you own the mining power. It is your mining power. Provided it is profitable, it will be yours for a lifetime of that contract. Okay, so $150 for 1 terahash, and we've just seen here 1 terahash is going to yield you roughly $120 according to this calculation. Was $120. So how much is $120 of a $150 investment? Well, let's divide it by 150, and you get 0.8. So your return is roughly 80% per year. This is 80% per year if you purchased 1 terahash and did absolutely nothing with it and just left it there and let the system feed you daily Bitcoins at this rate into your coin wallet, whatever your coin wallet is. It could be Coinbase, Zappo, whatever. So you're expecting this many Bitcoins to drop into your coin wallet on a regular basis every single day, as long as the contract is not terminated, for the life of the contract, which is the profitability of Bitcoin itself. And this is by doing absolutely nothing. So 0.8% is totally and completely and utterly passive. You do not need to refer anybody, talk to anybody, or even pick up the phone in this regard to anybody. You will just continue to keep earning that. But of course, 1 terahash isn't all that lucrative as it stands right now. What if we had 10 terahash? So I'm going to go calculate 10 terahash, and you're looking at $216 here, or roughly $100 per month. Now you might think, well, what's $100 per month, right? So, let's try again. $100 per month times 12 months is $1,200 per year. $1,200 per year is the yield on 10 terahash. And let's have a look at here. Terahash, 10 terahash is keep going. Oops. 10 terahash is worth $1,400. You put in $1,400 worth of Bitcoin mining to get 10 terahash directly from Genesis Mining, and you will get roughly $1,200 back, which is a percentage return of 85%, roughly. 85% return without moving a finger. However, whatever income you get on a weekly basis, you could take this income and buy more mining power every week, and that's when the compounding kicks in. I will prove this to you on a calculator in another video, but for now, let's just go with the completely passive, totally unconnected kind of participation where you're not really referring anybody, you're not participating in any MLM or affiliate program or any of that. This is something that people who don't like talking to others about business, this is ideal for them, because 85% is probably 80 times more, 85 times more than the bank deposit that pays you interest at nearly 0% at the moment. You're getting significantly higher return. But the beauty is you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So, at this rate, roughly, even half of that, you should be expecting about 0.12 Bitcoin per month for the rest of the duration. Remember, this is not short term. This is not 1, 2, 3 years like some of the other opportunities out there. This is as long as Bitcoin mining remains profitable. This is what you're going to be earning. Now, what happens with this is very, very straightforward. The Bitcoin you're earning is calculated in this value here if Bitcoin is at 900. However, if Bitcoin, by various predictions out there in the market, was to reach $5,000, calculate, that same amount of Bitcoin, 0.12, will represent $6,000 a year. So if you want to earn $6,000, sorry, a month, not a year, a month. If you wanted to earn $6,000 per month, if Bitcoin ever reached 5,000, then you need to have 10 terahash. If you want to have 10 terahash, we have a system where you can earn 10 terahash as a bonus without putting your own money into this. You can earn this terahash as a bonus and earn at that rate if Bitcoin reaches 5,000. Now, let's say if Bitcoin comes back down sharply and stays around 700 level, let's calculate that, you're still getting $168 per month gross. So half of that is $80. $80 per month is, let's work that out without me fumbling. So 12 months times $80 equals no, that wasn't it, sorry. 12 months times $80 equals $960 a year. Not bad, is it? $960 a year, even if Bitcoin crashes by $266 from today's rate. You put in 1,400, you're getting back $960 per year. If this contract lasts you only 3 years, you're still getting 3 times as much. So times 3 is $2,880. 2,880 is your return on something that costs $1,400 to begin with over 3 years. You may think it's not much, but if you consider that you could actually earn all of this hash rate as a bonus without spending a penny on it, then that is 2,000 whatever dollars in your pocket every year or over 3 years without spending any investment capital of your own. If this is useful, get in touch and I can go through more details on how you can earn your hash power. But this is a good calculator to use. All you really have to do is go into a Google search bar and say Bitcoin calculator. And when you do that, there's a few others, but CoinDesk has one. There it is, Allos Comp. I don't want to use CoinDesk's one, but here's Allos Comp. There are many others, but they're roughly more or less the same because, this Bitcoin computing power and the profitability and the way it's calculated based on the block, based on the difficulty level, based on where we are in the timeline of Bitcoin's evolution, it is more or less the same with all of them. None of them can give you a different figure. So none of the opportunities out there can promise you anything greater than this fundamentally, because there is just no way of creating more out of the system. Any opportunity offering you 24% return per month and stuff like that is purely Ponzi. And as you can see, those who promote it are usually into Ponzi's and HYIPs. If you want a real reasonable business, there really isn't a much better company to go with than this. And if you have any doubts or questions about that, I'm happy to answer your questions. I hope this was useful in how to work out a Bitcoin calculator. You can play around with it. You can change the numbers. If your lifetime target is, for example, to own maybe 1,000 terahash, which is nice, assuming that Bitcoin doesn't go more than $1,000 ever. Let's say it hits 1,000 and stays there for the rest of its life and doesn't move, which is highly unlikely. It's quite volatile. It can go up and it can go down. But let's say it stays at 1,000 and you had a hash rate of 1,000 terahash. If you were to calculate that, you're looking at a monthly income of about $12,000, which is the half of 24,000 here. It isn't necessarily like this because the cost of production is much lower. It works on a different algorithm. I'm just halving this to be conservative. Actually, it should be significantly higher than $12,000 a month. So if you wanted to set yourself a terahash target of 1,000 terahash for the year 2017, then you need to start working on a compensation plan that gives you hash power as a bonus, not just cash. Because if you have hash power, you're building true and genuine residual income over a long period of time. And this is a perfect retirement solution to a whole bunch of people out there whose money is rotting in the banking system. I hope you find this useful. Thank you very much. Get in touch. I'm Prem Johal.